Today's the day for my first official YouTube video. I'm so happy. Oh my gosh, you guys do not understand how long I've been waiting for this. I've been planning this for a while, so give me time to go ahead and like adjust to the YouTube live, adjust to feeling the way of talking to you guys and whatever. The first video was a little bit more formal, so from these videos here on out, it's going to be just me talking to you like you're here, because you know we're a big open little family and community. So just so I can level with you guys. I'm human, just like the rest of you. You know, I'm a stage entrepreneur, but there's trials and tribulations I got to go through. There's some things you guys are going through. We can all just help each other out. I don't have all the answers, but I'm letting you know from my perspective certain things that could help you and your business or the next venture you're trying to go into when it comes to staging and decorating. So hopefully everything that I give you guys helps you guys out. This video will basically be talking about like the introduction to staging slash decorating as just like a profession in itself. I'm gonna have to try my best to just stay looking at you guys and not looking at myself, because yeah, the eye thing is gonna be a minute to get used to. First things first, there's a couple different key topics that I'm gonna go ahead and touch up on, and I'll go ahead and answer those questions. And then the next video will come out next week. So just stay tuned with me, sit back, take some notes, ask me some questions when you get the chance. I'll answer them per usual, and let's get into the video. The first thing that I usually always see people ask, especially like in my little staging groups, are, do you need training? And don't mind me, I'm looking at my phone because I have my notes on my cell phone. So yeah. But first things first, do you need training? So home staging, the business itself is, I want to give about 10 to 15 years old. New as a business aspect, but not too new where it's like, don't nobody know what it is. But do you need training? If you are somebody who basically has a creative background, or you come from a creative background already, like me being an architect of 7 years, and I come from going to school for architecture, interior design, and I worked in an architect firm. I'm already coming from that kind of background in the relative category. Then you kind of don't need studying like per se, like training, so to speak. But there is a big difference on how to carry a home staging decorating business versus like an architecture or interior design business. They do mirror each other very well, but if you are going into this business, I would say get some training. Now there are some other stagers and interior decorators who are very well off into the game and into the profession itself, and they do hold educational courses because they're licensed to. So you can easily go ahead to one of them and take one of their courses, but I would always suggest going to a school of some sorts, an actual decorating school, course class in an educational institution. I personally went to NYIAD, New York Institute of Art and Design. So that's where I'll be giving you guys like a little bit more background basically from what I've learned in my courses and on the job. So if you do take the NYIAD course, you'll end up finding out that some of the things that I'll talk about in my YouTube videos, you'll end up finding out in the course because that's where I got my studies and education from. So I would suggest taking their home staging course. It's very in-depth. It's about 6 chapters. They do give you the option to have your certification at the end. Paying for your certification be taken with them. You get a discount signing up with them. This is not sponsored by NYIAD, so this is just me telling you my personal experience. And it was very in depth. It gave me every single thing I can ask for known to man, as just the background aspect of administration portion of running my business. The things that I would, have probably like a couple of you guys had problems trying to find in your own research. Or you try to ask other stagers and decorators and they just wasn't giving you anything. So that course and program that kind of helped me a lot. But it's a yes and no. It's kind of just if you're not as confident about yourself in the aspect of the profession, then yes. And then two, for real, it doesn't hurt to get some more education. You never know what somebody else can help you with. I mean, you don't know what you might end up finding out or what you might end up gaining when you take the staging and decor course. What influences a home stager and decorator? What influences us is, like I said before, you might get influenced by inspiration photos. You might get influenced from just stepping into your friend's home and seeing the way that their home is decorated and just being like, oh no, like the lighting is really dim or the lighting's like really strong here, but you don't have any bright vibrant colors to kind of capture that light and bounce it around the room. Your furniture layout isn't really letting the light shine in and make the room open and feel spacious. So there's a lot of different things that can drive you and inspire you to become a decorator and home stager. I watch HGTV shows more often than most. If I'm not watching anime, I'm watching HGTV. And yes, I'm an anime head. I like anime, okay? Do you need a lot of money to start your own staging and decor business? No. The myth is the fact that you have to save about $50,000 and then spend all your money into inventory and then buy a storage facility and then pay for movers and then pay for trucks and then pay for all these different furniture and then you have an overhead that's through the roof and you just started and you did not get a client for almost a year. Those things happen and that's what you don't want. Myself, I didn't start out with furniture. I started and I still do. I still rent furniture, big bulky furniture. Um and I do buy the accessories, so the pillows, curtains, table tops, um, art, rugs. I buy those, but beds and nightstands and dining tables and chairs and things like that, like big heavy furniture, I rent those from reputable furniture renting companies. And we'll talk further about a couple that are really useful to utilize. One in particular is Court. They ship to basically like dang near anywhere. They have like 1 month rental contracts, so they're pretty useful for more common areas or non-common areas if you're not around a big city. Um, but that's the way that I kind of do it. I chop off like a lot of costs that way. That way my money focus can just be on like my business license, my education, my insurance, lawyers, all that good stuff. Um, and I keep my profit down. So a lot of my money can be banked from my design fee, um and just spread out like that. So I don't have the big overhead charge like a lot of other stagers. And you'll these are personal opinions, I would say, because every stager is different, every decorator is different. And you'll hear me say stager decorator, even though it's like basically the same thing, but they're not. We'll talk further about that, but I'll be using stager and decorator a lot. But it's kind of like a personal choice. Um, I personally, when researching and wanting to open up my business, it's like one of the easiest professions to start because you really don't need a lot of financials to get it up and running. Plus, the cons of basically not having your own furniture is the fact that you can't do a prorate. So if somebody wanted to purchase the furniture right off the spot, why purchasing the home, you can't just sell it off the back and get more income from it. Um, you do have to, you can't just make your prices be all lump sum to come to you when you don't have your own furniture. So you really do have to manage and price out everything to make sure you're getting your fee, and on top of the fact of them having to do the fee for the rental. So it kind of ends up being a little bit more money that the seller has to pay because you don't own the furniture yourself. So that also plays a part. But I feel like if you're starting out, it's the perfect thing to do because you don't have to deal with having to hire too many hands, so many people, spreading money in so many different areas. You can kind of just get in, stage, get out, call the people that own the furniture, and they'll come and pick it up, and they'll just leave back out too, and you pick up your own stuff as well. So I suggest renting when you're just starting out. And then two, you don't know if you'll end up having your first client. You don't know when that first client will come. You don't know if it'll be a homeowner or if it'll be a real estate agent. And it's hard if you're in an area that doesn't really understand home staging because it'll take a long time until they'll want to open arms to you and your business to use you as a home stager. So those key things do play a part. So I say just go for, don't get in inventory. Don't spend in like a bucket load of funds on inventory right off the back. Slowly but gradually build it into that. Slowly but gradually get yourself into the inventory storage, facility. Slowly get to that degree. Don't just jump headfirst into it because you don't know how many clients you end up having, and you don't want to go ahead and put yourself into a big negative right off the bat. The difference between home staging and interior decorating. So home staging is basically going in and prepping a home for the potential buyers. You'll be decorating and putting everything in place to appeal to a potential buyer coming into the home. A lot of that is more downgraded because you want the buyer to see themselves in the space and also see the furniture layout they can potentially do to accommodate them being in this space when like with their own furniture in the future. Um Decorating, on the other hand, are for living clients. So the people who already own the home, people who already are living in this space and they want to make it personable to them. So you want to say you have a client that is very religious and they want a um, little closet room area specifically, geared to them and their religion, and everything just be very religious. And this is very like broad and out there, but this is a good example. Very religious space. You can do that for decorating, but you can't do that for home staging. Because everybody's religion is different. So somebody coming into a home, that probably would be their main focus if they are Buddhist and they see a lot of Christian crosses everywhere. It'll deter their mindset from the fact of looking at the house and being like, oh, this is a Christian home. So you don't want their focus to be on something that is very personable to the seller. If you're a home stager, you want to make it very well rounded. So make it grasp and decorate for everybody, not a specific person. So decorating is for specific people, personable, and home staging is for everybody. Okay. Hopefully that helped. Home staging, macro. Decorating, micro. So hopefully that kind of helped. Think about the type of stager you want to be. That is very, very important. I need to pay attention to the where my camera is at. That is very, very important because there's different forms of the business. There are consultants, occupied staging, vacant staging, set dressers for film and TV. There's holiday decor for decoration avenues, event decor. Like there's so many different avenues of decorating, period. So you want to know what kind of stager slash decorator you're trying to actually pursue and be. There's some people who just focus strictly on consultations and they get paid by just consulting every day, period, all week, all day. That's all they do every week, and they make lots of money from it. If you're really good at letting people know what they got to do in order to fix it, and you're like, I ain't about to fix it, then hey, that's a good thing for you. You're not paying any money on inventory. You're not coming in and staging. You can literally just do occupied stagings or just consultations all day every day, because you're just telling them how to switch their stuff around when you're on the location, and tell them how to fix it, write a consultation report, and there you go, you got paid. And then there's people who do vacant stagings, like myself. I do vacant and occupied and consultations. So you'll come in with, your rented furniture or your furniture inventory, and you'll stage the whole entire place, or partial stagings. Maybe you only do partial stagings. You don't do full stagings. So you only do like a living room, dining room, kitchen, master bedroom and bathroom. Maybe that's just your tea. Who knows? But you want to be able to understand which form of the category in the umbrella you want to focus on. What's your niche? And that's really the key thing. Find your niche. With whatever you do, find your niche, and you'll go far. That's all that I have for you guys today. Hopefully this information helped a lot of my newbies. Um, if you are a veteran in the decorating and staging game, comment your other key points below. Like I said, we're a big community here. So if you have something else to add, please put it down in the comment section so other people can read it, and other people can go ahead and ask you questions as well if you're a vet. If you're new, then hopefully this information did help you. Hopefully, this information kind of gets you started, get your feet wet to start thinking about some things. Thank you guys for being here with me. Thank you guys for listening, tuning in with me, taking this moment. As I said before, I am selling an ebook for business etiquette. It's for all of my students, people who are entrepreneurs, people who are in jobs. If especially during this corona moment, it's a good read. It will help you in building up your business skills, and that is always key if you're looking to wanting to start in a business. You want to go ahead and build up your business skills. Having business etiquette is very, very key. We talk about dressing, interpersonal skills, phone, business, everything. So please go ahead and try to get your copy of my ebook. Get it for yourself, get it for a friend, get it for your kids. Get it and just read it. But hopefully this information helps you guys. Stay tuned for my next video next week. Stay safe and stay well during COVID. Bye.